Hey, it's Elliot Wilson from Rap Radar, and me and my partner B. Miller. And you know we got the premier website out there, rapradar.com. And now we're about to take over the podcast game. We're gonna sit down with the culture's most important voices, and give you that news and information, that opinion. The only opinion that matters, man, here at Rap Radar. Listen up. Here we go. Rap Radar Podcast. It's Elliot Wilson.
It's B.
Woo!
Back at it.
We won't stop, man. We should just lay off. Vacation, no?
Vacation.
Christmas time?
I feel better at work.
Holiday? We're supposed to be like laying back, man. We put a lot of work in lately, man.
How can we take the day off when Bevel is sponsoring us again, man?
Bevel's in there?
Bevel's back,
so
man.
So because Tristan Walker says keep going, we're going to keep going?
They don't stop. We shouldn't stop, man. Get Bevel. It's the Christmas time, the holiday time. You want to look nice for your family, for your friends.
Gotta get right, man.
Got to. Bevel, the only and the first shaving system for coarse, curly, and sensitive skin, designed specifically for colored people like myself and Elliot.
Even as light as me, man. I have very sensitive skin. I don't know if you know that about me, Brian.
Let me ask you, when you shave, do you get red? Or do you like...
I can if I use those inferior products, but not when I use Bevel, my brother.
Nice. And of course, when you go to getbevel.
I'm serious, though. This is real shit right here. Real stuff.
When I was always scared to use like the generic corner store razors, because you hear stories about razor bumps.
When you grow up, you want to have that first shave experience, but it's always brutal. You always don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You got like some, I won't say the brand. It's 3 letters in it.
Right.
The basic brand. You use that, right? Look at Pat Hinton, he loves this. You use that. You cut yourself up a couple times. You don't really know what you're doing out there. But the biggest thing, like you said, like people of color, skin tone, everything is different. The way the hair grows, and that's why Bevel was designed for people like us, man.
And I'm with it, man.
And dark skin, man.
I'm sponsoring it. I'm with them. So, and they're sponsoring us. And if you go to getbevel.com, GETBEVEL, you get 20% off.
20% off, and you get an incredible package, man. You get razors, you get a kit, you get all kind of fly stuff, man. That'll look good under your Christmas tree, man. It's a great gift.
It might be too big as a stocking stuffer, but it's great for it under the tree, man. It's sleek, it's sophisticated. You make you look like a grown man.
That's the best thing. You get like your pops, like your uncle.
Get it for yourself.
Your grandpa.
Might even get it for your lady if she shaves her legs.
She got to be right for the holidays,
exactly. If you use promo code RADAR, RADAR, get that 20% off, man. So getbevel.com.
Bevel.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Breakfast Club, man.
You know what's funny? I still haven't been able to digest it. I've listened to it, but we're coming back to back so fast.
We're working so hard. I haven't listened to G-Eazy, Siegel, or Breakfast Club.
Well, you were here for them, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
I don't know if they were good, though. Like, I haven't even heard Siegel's new voice. Everybody's like, Siegel's voice. I haven't even heard it. I haven't even listened back yet.
Breakfast Club, seems like other radio hosts have something to say about it. But what can you say?
You knew that was coming.
The hottest podcast, the hottest radio show. Fuck it, sue me.
I think people stay on social too much, and they let like the trolls like get them excited. Like people bring it to their front door on Twitter, and they feel like they got to respond to everything. You don't have to respond to everything. That's what you have to learn in life, man. You just let it rock, man. But shout out to Envy, man, Angela, Charlamagne, and they've been very heavy with promoting it.
Yep.
We appreciate that. And I think it was. They said the feedback I've seen is like how unfiltered it was, how raw it was, how candid they were.
I feels like we could have done like another hour. I feel like
say that.
It does.
What do you think, Calligraphy? You was there, right? Get on the mic, Calligraphy. What's your unbiased opinion of the Breakfast Club?
It was good, actually. B-Dot hit me yesterday, and he asked, what did I think about it? And my response...
You're real contemplative right now.
No, because my first response was, I thought it would be more in-depth.
Okay.
But after I'm listening to it right now, actually, on the way here, and it actually is real good.
So it's subtly in-depth?
No, but I guess I was thinking Envy has so much in the industry. Angela done what she's done. Yeah. So I was thinking initially they each were going to do something.
Each deep
but
on
it was
each
3
person.
people together.
Yeah,
so you look at it, it was really good.
Yeah,
but I would like to see.
It's funny because there was times when Envy was like, I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He's kind of snapped into it, like, and I feel like he kind of wanted us to go there with it more. Yeah, it's hard when I think also because they're so used to communicating with each other and have chemistry, it doesn't you can't really single one person out and go on kind of a long rip for one of them.
It was good.
I
liked it.
They have too much history. What did your manager think?
Who's the manager?
He listens, a fan.
Oh, nah, it's a female. She didn't say. I don't think she even listened yet. Yeah.
Yo, it just came out this morning, man. We're recording this, man.
We working, man.
That's how fast the good folks at CBS work, man. Shout out to Brian Corson, Pat Antonetti, Seth's over there doing something. All these guys,
and
man.
These
guys
names.
work hard, man.
Yeah, they do.
These soldiers. We got a new video guy here at CBS. What's his name, Pat? What's this guy's name? Young. What's up to Young, man?
His name is
Good
Young?
team, man. Young.
I like that.
You like that? Young. Shout out to Young, man.
Word.
Good team. This one's on video. B-Dot's like, I didn't really wear my fresh stuff, man.
I could have gotten fly for our next guest, man. Dreamville's own Boss.
Boss! Why do we want to sit with Boss, man? That revenge. Yo, my man Roy Thomas hit me. My man from the UK. He was like, "Oh, yo, he's getting him now? Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. What you doing? Too excited? Yo, we gotta do a signal and shit like that. No, Boss. The Revenge of the Dreamers. Somebody hit me like my man Roy Thomas from the UK is like, you gotta get the Dreamville Squad. Talk about this album because this album came out. This project surprise release came out. They did the pop-up shows in New York. Tore it down. Calligraphish, you saw that? You tore it down. And Boss to me is like the epitome. Like he's the guy that was there. He's King of Queens, Eve's brother. He's the Meth Bleak of the operation. He's been there from day one as the crew's expanded, and I like his new stuff, man. I like the Night Job song. He got an album on the way, Too High to Riot. Time to talk to Boss, baby.
He's working, man. He's kind of like becoming I guess in a sense, the face of the Dreamville brand and the label.
Yeah.
And everyone has nice things to say about him. If you listen back to the Ebe interview, which was the second one, he's talking about how like Shaka Pilgrim, that runs with Jay-Z and Future the Prince, Drake's DJ, always has nice things to say about him. Of course, I've seen him 100,000 times, and I think now is the perfect time to talk to him about it.
And I think his insight into the whole movement. I mean, that's the thing. It's like now Cole legitimately has a whole movement behind him now.
Yeah.
With this new generation of artists, and I really like the new project. A lot better than the first one.
I
feel like because now there's like a whole crew.
Yeah.
So. Boss is from Queens. He's from Queens.
Of course.
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't. Never.
Sudan brothers, straight from Queens. Sudanese.
Yeah, man.
Our second Sudanese guest.
Yes. It would have been great if we had Ebe and him together, but...
Yeah, he thought about that.
Yeah.
Well, we should do that. Everybody says we should do sequels on everybody, so maybe that'll be one next year.
In due time.
Everybody wants a Seagull 2. It should be like boxing cards. Seagull 2, Leor 2.
We gotta wait a little bit longer for that.
Let me see if we got any comments, man. I'm going to go to that Rap Radar page,
Oh, yeah.
man.
If you're listening to this, please subscribe. Well, obviously you're subscribing, but rate, review, give us
We're number 2 right
feedback.
now. We're back to number 2. We're trying to get that number 1 again, man. 4 times we've been number 1, right? Beat up. We're number
of course.
2. We're currently number 2 right now on the iTunes Music Podcast.
The last one we got, someone said Logic is Bay. One who says, the only podcast I listen to, never in a million years did I think I listened to podcasts, never knew and wanted to know anything about them, but the Rap Radar podcast is hit after hit with major relevant artists and executives in the hip-hop community.
Who said that?
OK Voss, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. So, amazing, insightful series. Keep it up from Matt Fact. Since 1978, the great thing about the podcast is B-Dot and YN don't always agree, which makes it super real in the room.
Agree.
They're not biased either. You want to get in the room and they don't like your music, they'll tell you. CC the Wale versus B-Dot episode.
You told a lot of people you don't like their music though. It wasn't just Wale. That's your role.
Well,
Pusha T, I don't like your album. I didn't like your album.
So man, everyone's it's good feedback. Of course, you have one. Laugh distracts everything.
This is on iTunes? I'm looking at something.
This is on iTunes,
different.
man.
Okay, so we're getting a lot of comments. People are coming in leaving some comments.
Yeah, the guests these guys are able to get are awesome, but the constant laughter by Elliott Wilson makes listening unbearable.
Well, I see another one like that. Prince Alexander. This was on December 12th. He wrote, this podcast has the potential to be great, but Elliott's laugh is terrible. He
That's
really
true.
needs to listen to people's advice and cut it out. I don't care if it's, quote, his thing.
You're doing
It's extra loud. Motherfucker. It's terrible and it ruins the podcast. Ruins it. Great in-depth interviews with a diverse array of people in hip-hop. B-Dot and Elliott are great investigative reporters. Are we investigative reporters? I don't know where all that.
Guess I'm like the new Ernie Anastas.
What's your blood type, my G? And how they connect with their guests. Wish there was more women from the industry interviewed. Oh, again, Angela Yee, first female guest. Shout out to her. Shout out to Ash. The Fendi Beats headphones. Keeping it sexy. She's fancy. And she gave us. It's Angela Yee's fault, man. She sparked the monsters, man.
Yeah.
These broadcasting monsters, man. So if you have a problem with us, man, just take it to Angela Yee. Go talk to her about it.
God love Edge.
All right, man. Let's get ready for our guest, though, man. Boss, I think he's here finally.
Yes.
We're excited, man. Dreamville's on. We ain't stopping, man. You think we're going to rest on our laurels?
Fuck no.
Fuck out of here, man. We got a lot of work to do, man. Happy holidays, man. Boss is coming up next. Dreamville.
Yeah.
Introducing Play.it, a podcast network like no other. From award-winning news programming and #1 sports brands to entertainment and business leaders, Play.it is delivering storytelling at its best.
We're going to be having conversations with newsmakers and culture shapers.
I will be talking mostly about fashion and how I've been marketing all my life.
Tech, culture, and entrepreneurship.
Everything in the world of sports entertainment and wrestling and beyond.
Hear what you've been missing at Play.it.
Hey, it's Ellie Wilson from Rap Radar. And me and my partner, B.Dot Miller, man. With the only opinion that matters, man, here at Rap Radar.
Oh, it's Boss.
Yo.
Yeah, the mics is on, baby.
What's up, man? Bro? How you feel?
What up, Boss?
What up, man?
How you doing, baby? What's going on, fam? Matt, Elliot, what's up,
How you
bro?
doing? Have a seat, man.
Going in, baby.
Busy week, man. Woo.
We still here. Still kicking.
Where's up my Dreamville jacket, man? Looks spiffy out there, man.
Word. Oh, you know what? I gotta get you one of these. We gotta get y'all lit up.
Not B-Dot. Fuck that. No. We'll fight. Could we share one?
Share a jacket.
What size? Yeah, y'all look like y'all fit the same.
I get a
one.
large, man. But it's been a busy weekend, man, for you. Talk about it, man. Revenge of the Dreamers 2.
Yeah, man. That's out now. The whole squad, me, Cole, Omen, Kaz, Luke, and Ari Lennox.
Remember when it was just you? It was just you before, man. There's so many guys now.
Man,
so many people.
it's magic. It's magic though, creatively. You know what I mean? And everyone is so like-minded and like humble and really just wants to see each other win. Like we have the same dreams. You know, nobody's trying to deny nobody of that. So it's very like supportive. You know what I mean? So it's better than ever on our side.
Yeah, and you got shook again because you was going to put it out the Friday. You snuck and put it out the Tuesday.
Yeah. You know, Eve and Cole, they be on there like, let's do it now.
So you guys are like marketing geniuses and shit.
Yeah, I got to get that up to them. That was definitely one of their ideas.
But you said that like this is like Eve's first solo project.
Yeah, that's
How
our
so?
running joke. Cause you know, like I've been working on my album Too High to Ride. Omen was working.
We're gonna get there. Too High to Ride. We're gonna get there.
Kai's been working on his mixtape Nothing Personal. Everyone's kind of been working on their own project that they've been devoted to. Mm-hmm. So Eve is like the main guy that was putting together Dreamers. You know, he really like was kind of his baby. So that was our like he'd always hit us like, yo, I really need you to do this, I need you to do that. We'd be like, yo, this is really Eve's album. Like,
but it's not like as if you guys are just taking old records. These are like fresh records, nothing getting stashed. These are specific for the Revenge of the Dreamers projects, correct?
Well, some of them come from our own projects.
Okay.
Because we wanted to use it as a platform to kind of showcase to the world what, obviously a ton of people are going to come see a J. Cole project and like, I got to hear these records, Right. So we wanted to make sure that everyone else stood out in their own way and just put some strong records on there.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I mean, To High to Ride, for example, I'm actually Night Job.
Right.
For example, which I seemed like at first was going to be, I'd probably still be on your album too, but also on this compilation, right?
Right.
Talk about the importance of that record.
Oh man, I my favorite part about that record is it's just classic Dreamville. It almost reminds me of Lit in a sense where, Cedric Brown and K Quick produced it. Ced produced Lit, and Quick sang on Lit. Ron Gilmore did post production on both those records. And it's just a vibe, and me and Cole got like a great chemistry now. So it just really, it's like a quintessential Dreamville record to me.
Yeah, that vibe, man. You and that light-skinned guy, you're like, what, 3 for 3 now? 4 for 4? Like,
man, yeah, right.
You guys don't miss.
We probably should put a tape out or something.
What do you think it is? Because he always speaks highly of you. Like, what do you think it is? Why do you guys have great chemistry, you think, in terms of being artists and just...
I think it's just trust, Like, we're quick to tell each other, like, no, and we're quick to tell each other like, yeah, that's it. Like there's nothing there's no like fear of honesty or anything like that. We both really trust each other in that sense. So when it comes to collaborating, we tend to get the best thing out of each other.
Let's go to your background a little bit too, because
I wanted to ask you about these particular projects. It's just a coincidence because like the first Dreamer mixtape, your album came out a couple months later,
right?
And they had it had like golden goals on it.
Yep.
And now this one has like, Night Job and Housewives. Is that like a coincidence that your project is coming out soon too? And like I know those songs are going to be on the album.
Right. I mean that's a good point. I don't know if it's so much a coincidence as to this was like a way we wanted to kick off 2016 in the sense of all the guys that are getting ready to go, give them that platform for the fans to come and check it out and be like, oh, okay, I want to see what he's going to do next. I want to see what he's going to do next, which was a lot the same case with the first Revenge of the Dreamers, which was, all right, you guys did a label, like,
just got the deal and then boom.
Right, so what's going on? And we were like, all right, well, this is what we're working with, and I think it's just a dope way for us to grow out of, that the Dreamville camp in a sense where, you're going to get a lot of listens, Cole's involved, and then you just got to show out, you got to dumb out.
And that cover, what's up with that cover, man? Is that Joe? Is that KC on there?
Nah, that's Ray.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
you know Ray? Who's Ray?
I don't know who Ray is.
Ray is our production manager on the road, and he does our front of house engineering, but he's really like, he's like our spirit animal.
He looks like KC and JoJo.
That's my best way to put it. He's really like, he's the guy, man. He's just like a great spirit, and like he's very much himself. He
like what kind of dude? Like a wild dude or like a?
He's a genius when it comes to what he does, and he's like incredibly hard worker. But the road. The road is the road. The road is the road.
Oh, we gonna get to the road, boss.
That was I thought that was like JoJo and KC. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't know they got that section. Word. But the Night Job song too, and one line that stuck out to me in particular was like when Cole said like in 2010 he thought you were a goner.
Right.
Like what is that about?
Oh man, I used to just be doing the wrong shit, man. Honestly, just moving how the city moves, And this was like before I was rapping. And it caught up to me. We got into some shit. Me and a homie of mine, he ended up getting hit. My car got hit up, and it was a wake up call in my life for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's probably the best and worst thing that's ever happened.
Because you was hustling and then the heat came, I guess.
Yeah. And it was time to leave that alone. And I started DJing after that. Shout out to DJ MoMA. He gave me his laptop. He was like, come open up some gigs for me. And that's the same laptop I started like rapping on GarageBand on like 6 months later.
That's your older brother too, right?
Yeah.
So break down all these. What's the last name again?
Hamad.
Break down all these Hamed boys, man.
Yeah. We're like the Muslim Brady Bunch. Well, you guys know Ebe,
of course.
You hear our interview with Ebe? That guy talks a lot, man.
Yeah, right. He's the mouthpiece for Dreamville.
How proud are you? Like I always say, like he was like you came from our pits and learned a lot, but like you guys are fully functional on your own now. Like I think he doesn't really get props. Like this is J. Cole's manager, like this, and now you guys have a legit movement. It isn't just like saying this is our logo, and put it on the thing. You have a real imprint. Like
I think the beauty of it. Yeah, I'm proud of everybody because I've watched everyone grow into their position. No one like was handed anything, and no one
promised anything.
Didn't have their fair share of mistakes and growing pains, but everybody kind of stuck through it and supported each other through it, and now everyone's, we're kind of like training each other as a company to be more effective, and just to get what we want to do across, and obviously Ebe is at the helm of that.
What do you think makes Ebe like a great manager? Like what made him the right fit for Cole, and how is he taking help take Cole's career to a higher level?
Ebe is like, he's like the diplomat. Cole is more reserved. He's like more reserved. And Ebe is out there, handling all those things for him so that he doesn't have to, which is any artist needs that because you really want to just retreat and create. So, it's crucial to have people out there that can go to these meetings for you, that can, keep these relationships with other people like in good standing, things of that nature. Yeah. Ebe's a good like people's person, so I think that's the best part that he's
So how do you feel about like criticism from nepotism or anything like that? Does that bother you?
No, not really. I think people that say that don't really have a concept of like family and community. Like we've all like I think we've all like helped each other in the what I mean in the long run. Like even in the beginning, we did everything we could do, like to help even Cole out when it was just a Queens thing, and we're like handing out mixtapes hand to hand. You know, I didn't even rap back then. It wasn't about none of that. You know, it was just family. And then
we was gonna break down the brothers. I'm sorry, it's a breakdown. It's a bunch of Sudanese brothers and
Sudanese
Queens
brothers. Yeah. You know, shout out to our brother 80 Proof. He's actually in Sudan right now. I heard he just like did a show out there where he was just freestyling or something, which is cool. Then DJ MoMA, obviously, who throws some of the best parties in New York. I don't know if you guys have got to come out, but you definitely should. We went a little dumb yesterday. Shout out to this water. It's crucial.
What'd you do, man? Create your own. I know it was a Rock Nation holiday party. You created your own party, man. Where you guys at?
Where we at? Like happy endings. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Those little basement spots to get you in trouble, man.
You came from the basement, man.
Yeah, man. You forget when you're down there, like, that there's a whole world outside. You got to go back to
the sunlight. Damn it! What's that sunlight?
Yeah. So you know, MoMA is definitely been doing this thing. He's probably the biggest musical influence in my life because he's just, you know, he's like 10 years older than me, but he's always had records, CDs. Like, you know, back when we used to live overseas, he was the one that had all the music. You know, a lot of
some of the beats from his mixtapes, right? Inspired you. Right?
I rapped on some of the beats he put on a mixtape in 01 when I was like a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
You know, and just a lot of my musical influences I'm realizing now like help my music stand out sonically. We're definitely inspired by some of the music he put me onto. You know, a lot of European music, whether it was, you know, UK garage and French house and just a bunch of like a wide variety of sounds that he was into have kind of crept into my music now.
Yeah, you said you was proud of that. Like you don't listen to rap all day. You listen to all types of different music. Remember you was telling me, and in this new album, you want to take sounds from different places and really challenge yourself. And
right,
and you're gonna say Boss record sounds like every rap record on the radio. Like so, talk about that process of how your ears kind of more looking for like atypical, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and kids ask me all the time now because they. For some reason, they think I made it, which is a lie. I didn't make shit. But
it's that Dreamville jacket.
Yeah, right. I gotta take this jacket off. But you know, they always ask me like, what's like the one piece of advice you can give someone who's, you know, coming up and trying to make it? And the first thing I tell them is, you know, get a good team and get a sound. You know, work with some guys and develop a sound that's gonna help you stand out more than anything. You know, as artists, we think we're the shit naturally, but the first thing that comes on the record is that beat, you know, it's that sound. Like, you got to remember that. So that's the first thing that's going to captivate somebody.
The feel,
right,
yeah,
right.
But they even hear your voice.
Right, exactly. So that's, you know, you got to invest as much time in that as part of your craft. It's writing, it's songwriting. Like, the music is part of the songwriting. Like, publishing is 50-50. Right. Producers and, you know, and the artist or whatnot, whoever's writing the song. So that's definitely something I always knew kind of set me apart, you know. And I even seen it with songs like Lit, you know, songs like Night Job. Like I came with those samples to the homies, you know, and I'm like, yo, let's do something.
Ideas,
yeah, like I like this sonic landscape.
Yeah.
You know, reinterpret it for me and let's do something.
What sound do you like then? What's the Dreamville sound? I'm sorry, B-Dot. What's the Dreamville sound in your mind? Your sound?
My sound, the Dreamville sound is so wide because we have so many incredible like producers. For me, I just like something you can vibe to, something you can really vibe to, but you know, don't let them fall asleep. Them drums gotta hit.
Right.
You know, you gotta strike that balance because if you're just vibing people out for a whole album straight, it could kind of lull. At least I feel so. You know.
Yeah.
So I like to make sure that there's some aggression in the drums or in the bass lines or whatnot, and you know, I'm just lucky enough to work with really, really talented producers that can just hear that and like just, you know, get it done.
But with your last album, Last Winter, you explained the concept behind that. You know, that was your last time you're going to be in this basement creating this project.
Right.
Now with Too Hot to Riot, like, what's the concept? How do we even come to that name, and what's the motivation behind that?
It's really about perspective and self-awareness. You know, becoming aware of ways that I'm changing as a person, becoming aware of ways the world is changing around me and my role in that, but still being on the road getting fucked up and being like, oh fuck it, you know,
just
like,
lazy, like fuck it.
Yeah, it's really like It is kind of like that. It's just me really using my perspective, just from all my travels, my history, where I come from. You know, as a Sudanese American, Black Muslim, like Public Enemy #1 right now.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but you become aware of these things, and then you travel. You know, I remember going to Europe, and well, I forgot where we were. We're in like Sweden or something, and like somebody mentioned like all the things that were going on in America, whether, you know, everything from like Ferguson on to this just turbulent year we've had.
Yeah.
And it was like a joke to them, you know? It was like, why do they treat
dumb
black
Americans,
people like that?
Americans,
like, is that really what's going on? Like, and I'm just like, damn, this shit's unreal. You know, that's how you guys see it, because that's how it should be seen. Like, what the fuck is going on? But those are some of the things you notice. You know, you go out there and everybody's got like health insurance, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? It's just ways that I'm learning from the world, you know, like where we are and who I am, just using their perspective and looking back at myself, looking back at us, and, you know, seeing these things.
And how was that then translated to your art in terms of the music you're making?
It's the content is definitely like nothing like I've done before, so I'm really excited. We always talk about just giving people layers, you know, layers of yourself. Like Cole talks about that all the time, and that's definitely something that stuck with me. Is, you know, every project, every song, whatever you do, you want to peel back another layer if you can, you know, and because if you don't, then it's like you're not telling me nothing new about yourself. I'm not really finding out anything about who you are as a person, what makes you tick, whatnot.
Yeah. Or how you've grown and what's changed.
How you've grown, exactly.
That,
Like, what have you been doing since last winter? Like, you can't just be getting high, you know what I mean, and getting drunk and partying and all these things. It's like, if last winter was me in the midst of, you know, getting a record deal, going out on tour, and like really feeling like a fan response and being like, oh shit, like I'm kind of lit, you know what I mean? This one's more about things lost than things gained. You know, it's more about you know, having to be on the road and knowing a family member's health is deteriorating rapidly and you can't even go see them before they pass. You know, being on the road and you know, losing love, losing like relationships, things of that nature that just have happened since, because of the nature of what we do and how busy we've been and how driven we are. You know, like I always say, a dream is like, it's like a mistress, you know, like she's gonna take over your life and just fuck your shit up in a sense. 'Cause everything else is gonna get stiff-armed a bit, you know, and then when you get to sit back on it and, you know, put it all together, that's a lot of the basis of this album is just me being just more self-reflective of where I've come in the past, you know, year and a half, 2 years since last winter.
Is there like a lot of pressure to live up to the bar that J. Cole sent?
No, I don't know. I've never felt that pressure because mainly probably because of how Cole and Eben, they all go about it. They just really are like, Cole called me from like, I don't know, he was on like a safari somewhere, like in Africa. He called me like, yo man, I'm just playing your album, like it's so incredible, like, and he's like hitting me with like even like marketing ideas, like just to see the homies that inspired. You know, that's like the main thing. We all try to inspire each other at the end of the day, and I know I'm making inspiring music, and I know that you know, they believe in it and want really like are racking their brains trying to figure out like, all right, how do we get the whole world to hear this, you know?
And it's funny you say that. Like, I think about the Dreamville approach. Like, when you guys release, it's not like a lot of build up. There's no hype. There's no like big single. Does that, like, is that on purpose, or is that just like you just want to hit the music out there? You guys don't care about that kind of thing?
I think at the end of the day, all our efforts, and this is something we've learned, is like you should just focus on your core. You know, like we've done that in the past and try to like work something to, you know, try to grab some outside people or
play the traditional game.
Right, but every time we just play to our core, they just tend to just heat it up. You know, they're really we got some of the best, like most loyal fans. You know, and so it's like, why even waste those efforts? You know, if you do it right every time we do something, it grows. Our core grows and grows and grows, and these kids are grabbing. You know, they're in their dorms playing the music. They're online telling everyone you got to listen to these guys, or whatever the case may be. And then that's how those outside people come into the fold anyway. They're like, all right, obviously I must be missing something.
It takes time.
Right, exactly.
And your fan base, the Super Mook and Fiends. Like, who are these people, man?
That's it. Everybody says like, oh, I'm an artist, I got a movement behind me, but you really build a movement with this Fiends thing. Like, talk about how did you build how do you build a movement, man? Everybody wants to do it.
Shout out to the Fiends, man. That's the whole squad. It really started as a creative collective. You know, I think you know Derek, right, who manages me, Big D with the Fro. He's
seen him,
yeah. Maddie, you know, a bunch of the homies that went to NYU, and then a bunch of homies that went to Hampton University. And, you know, we're all from New York. And when I started doing this music, you know, before I was even playing shit for Eben Cole, like they were, you know, we started a blog, we started throwing parties.
What was the blog called?
Man. What was the
Quarter Water Unleashed.
It was something really stupid, yeah. I forget. It's gotten a lot better since. It was a lot of learning curves. But,
I'm sorry.
You know, it's something like we started, and I couldn't even think about trying to pay everyone for their time and effort. It was just people who had like full-time jobs that were putting all their free time and energy into, you know, trying to see this thing through and helping me succeed. So, you know, when we started the company, it should now is, which is weird because it really just started.
LLC?
Yeah, it just started like we used to call each other Fiends, mainly because it was like a very ethnic group, and some guys can't walk in and be like, "What's up, nigga?" Like it's not gonna work.
Right.
He's gonna be like, "Hold up." So Fiends kind of became this just like unilateral word we could all use to just, you know, and then we got high as hell with each other all the time. Let me not dress it up. But,
so Fiend's a little literal in the sense at times.
Yeah, but it's really what you fiend for. You know, like there's like I write, I rap. There's like a bunch of producers. There's homies that shoot videos, photography. Like it's really about your passion, whatever your passion is. And now it's like, you know, one of the Fiends just shot a video for me with like, like a decent budget. Like we used to do little handheld shit, and now we're like grown since then. You know, Derek obviously that handles my management. You know, Clayton, he works at RGA, which is a huge ad firm, you know, but he puts all his time and effort into helping us. You know, everyone used their skill set and what they really have a passion for and just put it together, and it's just lifted all of us.
Yeah. Did you have to sue that people? What was that company that put out a shirt and it had like Fiends on it? Was it this year or last year?
Yeah, no, I didn't even.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And there's a couple, man. I just seen some Fendi
do something?
shit.
Yeah, I think it might have been Fendi. Yeah,
Fendi just did some shit, but I know you're talking about. That was like last year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind those.
They
kind
said
of
that
things.
maybe if you said something about Dame Dash on the record, that was kind of a jab back at him.
Yeah,
Was that it?
You know, I found out about that because I got tagged in like 1 million posts of kids like on his shit, like, yo, that's Boss's shit. Like, bite it. It was just like a long list.
Boss said, got old niggas trying to bite because they can't capture the feeling from days before the game passed them. Niggas out here looking like a bunch of Dame Dashes.
Facts.
Damn.
So you don't regret that? I mean, that's real sharp though, man. I mean, obviously respect for what he's done.
You gotta understand, this is like, of course, but this is like something I built for the homies. You know, like my homies have equity in this shit because that was my only way of saying, you know, I appreciate what you do.
We can build something.
We can build something, you know. So
empower you.
I'm not gonna let anyone come and infringe on that. I'm the voice of our set. Like I can't have you out here just jacking our designs and our brand and running with it. You know what I mean? Like I can't do it. I'm not gonna go online and you know, have an Instagram battle with you. That's not my style. But I'm gonna speak my mind on it.
What do you mean when you say you're the voice of the set? Like you're the enforcer, the outspoken one?
Nah, just I'm talking about as far as the Fiends go.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, you know what I mean. You can't. There's a lot of people that, and then it's like you can't be running around talking about culture vultures and all of this shit, and then like turn around and jack like the movement in your own city.
Right.
Yeah.
no false prophets, man.
But even on Housewives, you kind of go in. You said about niggas been ripping you guys off, man. Why did you want to say that?
Man, we've been influential. That's it. You know what I mean? We've been influential. You know what I mean?
He be doing that too. Like, I think it's in the bloodline, man. You guys be popping off a little bit, man.
Some of it is a little tasteless, but you know, it is what it is.
In terms of what do you think the biggest influence is? And does Dreamville get the credit for some of the stuff they've done?
No, not at all. That's that's because we don't. You know, it's like the bar crawl. You know what I mean? Like we didn't put that on Twitter. We went out and handed out flyers and on the street, and then the kids put it on Twitter, and it became like a thing. We just did this bar crawl over the weekend for Dreamers, you know.
Explain the bar crawl if people don't understand what that is.
We did 3 shows at Drum, Cake Shop, and SOBs.
I was at SOBs.
Here in New York City.
Yep, right here in New York.
Cole was on stage the whole time.
Yeah, we just mobbed. It was really it was a lot of fun because we've been doing, obviously we just did the Forest Hills Drive tour the whole year, and that's like really official. That was like our biggest tour. Everything had to be on point. And then like our next shows were just
small venues.
Just getting lit in these bars and hitting the stage and like rapping whatever songs the fans wanted us to rap. It felt like a Dreamville talent show. It wasn't even like a real show. Like,
yeah, they did like a lot of disclaimers. Be that they were like, "Oh, you was there, right?"
I wasn't there.
There was disclaimers. It was like, "This ain't a real show. The homies is just having fun." You know.
It was like the first time everyone was doing those songs, but it was a lot of fun. It's some of the most fun I've had, truthfully. But
when you say ripping you off, how do we get to that? You just saying that people you sort of innovated. You sort of innovated that kind of direct.
Yeah, a lot of that marketing, a lot of
Doll and the Dream show.
Right, like somebody's gonna do a bar crawl tour sooner or later. But you know, you heard it here first. But keep it 100.
They'll be biting off the bar crawl.
We talk about even being credited for certain things. You are a New York rapper. Do you feel like you get the props that you deserve as that, or do you even consider yourself in that?
No, I mean I definitely do. But I always thought that people kind of get caught up in trying so hard to identify with New York and forget that if you just make the music that the world gravitates to, they're gonna say, "Where's this guy from?" And then, you know what I mean? That's what you really need to be doing. You don't need to be, you know.
I remember you got that line you talk about, like, I hear 100 niggas saying New York back, and you know all you heard was saying New York back.
Right. And it's not like that's not gonna bring New York back.
Right.
You know, bringing New York back is gonna take some creativity. It's gonna take a new sound. It's gonna take content that people can relate to.
Right.
Those are the things that they're gonna bring our music scene back. You know, and then bringing a culture here, and you know things like the bar crawl. Like I think that's great for New York hip hop because it's a bunch of people packed in some small venues, just you know rapping and having a good time. But yeah, I think that I'm making the music. I think my music is very New York because it's very worldly, and you're not gonna find too many cities that are more worldly than New York. And all those inspirations come out in my music, whether it's being from Queens, which is you know the most diverse county in the world.
Yeah,
right. You know, and all the things that come from that, and then obviously the years I spent overseas. All those things play into being a New Yorker. You know, like you go out in the city right now, you'll find a large percentage of people that probably weren't even born in America.
That's
you
true.
know,
yeah.
That's part of the New York story. You know, so I'm just giving that angle, that perspective. But at the end of the day, I'm just being me, and I think that people will equate me to it in the long run.
Right. You talk about like these small venues. You performing at big ones too, man. You did MSG. You got the tour coming out on HBO, man. How does that feel?
That's incredible, man. Shout out to Scott Lazes. He's our like videographer, homie. He put that whole documentary together. It's incredible.
You seen it? No, I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we did like screenings.
You got a copy, boss?
And in case anyone, we're talking about the J. Cole Homecoming show that's coming out on HBO.
January 9th on HBO.
You said you done screenings?
Yeah, you know,
with the homies.
With the homies. You know what I mean?
We didn't get that call, beat out.
Popcorn and shit. Nah. But it's cool, man. It's an interesting like new space for us, and everyone's really excited about it. You know how we could come to that medium, you know, more often because the stories need to be told. Y'all gonna see Ray in there. Ray's a star.
Okay.
Yeah, no one's gonna ask who's the guy on the cover.
He shines in it.
Oh,
he's a breakout star.
He's a star for sure.
You have a favorite part of the doc?
The piece that airs on HBO, that's just the finale, the Fayetteville show.
Oh wow!
Then
the
there's
thing.
that's like a 2-hour finale or hour and a half or something. But then there's like 4 episodes that are gonna be online, like HBO Go, HBO.
Nice.
I don't know where else, but they're gonna be hosted on a bunch of places online.
That's great.
One of those episodes is really all about the production crew. So Sed, who does like backline and stage managing, and Ray, who does the front of house and the production, Casey, who's our road manager. That's my favorite episode because we always talked about, man, if we were all those guys are characters, they're like really funny, humble, like intelligent people. They take their jobs very seriously, and those moments come out. And then we always talked about, if we were 16, 17, 8, like if we knew that a tour was really like a moving like economy, like there's so many jobs and so many. You could be a lighting guy, you could be.
It's its own industry.
You could be a stage. You could do so many things that we didn't know about, and I think that's gonna be the coolest thing for just younger kids to see that,
to understand
understand. It's not just about the rapper. It's not just about the
who
producer.
The fuck is the grip?
Right, exactly. Who's doing all these things on the road? I'm excited for that.
So it's like in the realm of like a Fade to Black kind of backstage sort of documentary.
Yeah, I think it's less. I think it's much more about like simple moments, as opposed to. Like Fade to Black. I remember watching that like wide-eyed, like, wow, this is the coolest shit ever. You know what I mean? This is just us like in our element, in our zone, like on road, cracking jokes. Oh, all right, there's like an emergency. This needs to be done. You'll see like Sed running off or whatever the case may be. It's very true. It's very true to life. It's not dressed up in any way. Like the moments aren't picked out to be like some big glamorous thing. It's just very real and like true to the tour.
What was your take on the homecoming show? Because I know Cole was excited. You plan those things out for months and then it finally happens.
It was legendary, man. Yeah. It was a great night to be a part of for sure. It was. Obviously Hov and Drake came out, and it lit up. I know it meant everything to Cole to go home and put that on for Fayetteville. I don't know if Fayetteville's ever gotten a lineup, like that of homies of all that stature. So it was a blessing, man. I got to get on that stage and share it with some legends.
Yeah. Right, and I mean, you've performed the Garden.
He's done that a lot, right?
Performed the Garden twice. Barclays,
sharing stage with legends.
I mean, it's a hell of a look, man. The Barclays this year,
O2 Arena,
man.
O2. Shout out to London. So I thought
that was cool about the Forest Hills Drive. Everybody had their slot. Like as much as it was a revolving door of other opening acts, like you guys were all displayed prominently in the program on your own. It's each entity.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what's one for us as a brand is the road. Like when I go out on the road, like that's all the validation I need. You know what I mean? I don't need to read what people are saying about me online. I know when I get on that stage, I know how the fans react. I know how they feel when I go meet them at the merch stand and take pictures or whatever the case may be. And that's what validates me. So definitely the road is.
How would you describe your live show for people that haven't seen you yet, like who never experienced Boss Live? Like what's your mentality when you come out?
I move for a fat nigga, I tell you right now. I ain't one of them solitary fat niggas. I got some bounce. For real.
I've been to his shows.
I got some bounce.
Boss got the bounce.
I do got some bounce, man. And I like to rock to the crowd. I really like to play to them and give them energy and charisma. Really just a lot of charisma.
It seems like you're embracing fame. I know you talk about it a lot, like on the track of Kaz. I need that. You're saying like you're becoming the guy that you can't remember people like. And they used to think they were assholes.
Yeah. I never wanted to be that guy. Like yesterday, I walked into this spot and like, when people look at you like they're expecting you to say what's up,
right?
And you're racking your brain like trying to figure out like
who's this person?
Yeah, who's this person? But you gotta be like, yo, what's good? And then you walk away like, who the fuck? And that's that's not cool. But it's just life is just coming at me kind of quick. you know, and I'm sure the weed doesn't help with my short-term memory, long-term memory, but I'm trying, you know what I mean? I try my best, but it happens, you know, and that just inspired that line, because I really used to be like, how could you really forget people?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what a douchebag, you know? And I kind of started forgetting, and I was like, damn. I guess I'm that.
It happens. But it seems like everyone, you know, that talks about you say you treat this like a hobby, almost as not like a job.
Right.
It is like, why is that? It's just because
I think it's because, you know, especially in this industry, like you're dealing with people that have wanted to do this their whole lives, that are, you know, like 15 years in, trying to like
this was that one dream.
Yeah. Like I stumbled into this. Like this became a passion only after I figured out, like, I really enjoy writing. I really enjoy this form of expression. I never really had a form of expression before this music. Like, growing up in New York, all we ever wanted to do was get fly and get money.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it wasn't until 2010 when all that shit went down that it was like you start to reevaluate just your self-worth and what you can do, you know, and how you can apply yourself a little better. So, and you know, and music came from that for me, and now it's like I don't go a day without writing. You know, it's something like I need to do.
Wasn't it something like the Carter House or something?
Yeah,
yeah.
So we had story. So the homies had a crib down on Bleecker and 7th Ave.
Okay.
We used to call it the Carter. This was like 2009, 2010. We're all like huge Wayne fans, and we used to have this crib where, you know, it was some of the homies from NYU, and then all the Queens homies would come out, and they had like a rooftop, and would party on the roof, have these cookouts, you know, get high, whatever the case may be. And that was like the first place where one of my homies' hotel was just like, I remember one night, it was like 6 a.m. It was actually my birthday. We went out, we partied hard, we just partied crazy. Got back, and he's from Chicago. He used to love just pulling up his MacBook and like rapping on it. And he was like, yo, like, let's rap, let's do a track, you know. And I had never like written a rap in my life at that point. I'm like 23 years old. I'm like, nigga, I ain't a fucking rapper, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up with 50 niggas that's been rapping my whole life. Like, that's not a viable option in life.
Not a viable option in life.
You know, that was my whole thinking at the time. But he kept pressing. We was like, fucked up. I'm like, all right, I think the first song we did was on Kanye West's Breathe In, Breathe Out instrumental. We just like pulled it up online. And then woke up the next day and we freestyled over Oh Let's Do It, the Waka joint, you know. And then like a bunch of homies came through and we played it for them. You know, we just play it for jokes or whatever. And, you know, it was like cool, homies were laughing. Then like I remember it came on, at least like my verse came on, and like the homies were like, yo, you're not bad.
You're like, you don't suck.
Yeah, like, you don't suck. Like, it's kind of a joke for us. Like, we just like to get drunk and bullshit. Like, we used to have like 12-minute songs of it just looping, like homies jumping in, rapping, saying some dumb shit, you know? So, you know, from there, that's why I really caught a bug. I'd wake up every day and like just want to write. And it's been that way since. So shout out to the Carter. That was definitely the genesis of that.
But another place that was influenced, you went to Hampton on a scholarship, right?
Right.
What'd you go to school for?
Pharmacy.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I found out quick that I didn't want to be a pharmacist.
Is that why you dropped out?
Yeah, man, I didn't go to class. You could ask this guy.
He's like, it's not my fault.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely didn't apply myself there, you know, but
only did like 1 year, right?
Yeah, I only did 1 year. What I will say is it was like, now in retrospect, it was like instrumental as far as just my taste in music. You know, when you're 18, 19, when you go down to college, those are like really important years. And, you know, shout out to the homie DJ Tay James, who, you know, now he's DJing for Bieber on the road. Like, it's Bieber's,
Justin Bieber?
Yeah, but that was like, me and him had English class together like freshman year, and he was like the local DJ and used to give me like mixtapes. I remember hearing Young Dro's Gangsta on one of his tapes. You know, he just had like those real like southern tapes that a New York cat wouldn't really have access to or really know to check for. So that definitely, going down there just culturally and like musically opened my palettes up to just more more southern sounds and southern culture.
Because you love that Young Dro album, right?
That's one of my favorites ever. I'm a ride for that.
That was a good one.
I'm a ride for that. I've been riding for that album. Everyone's
Young Dro,
like,
Young Dro feature on Too High to Ride?
Man, not on this one. But, you know, hopefully soon I rock with Dro. That car ain't got no roof is fire.
Yeah, that's
going on. Car ain't got no roof.
Have you gone back to like perform
at Hampton?
Yeah.
Nah, I haven't yet. Maddie, what's up?
You gotta make that happen.
Yeah, set that up, bro. We need that.
Yeah, and also I also wanted to know is like, you know, you have a lot of people. You talk about your friends you've been with since like 8th grade and things like that. I know on one of the records you said like you got niggas that call you when they still need something. Does that happen to you? And with the success that's going on?
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of those people have, you know, misconceptions as far as like my level of success. You know, like I'm not in no position to really change your life. You know what I mean? I might be able to take you on the road and you can find your niche and, you know, and try to make something out of it. But like I'm not cold. Like I can't give you a record deal. I can't give you an advance. Like I'm out here trying to make it myself.
Yeah. You're still building.
Right. So it's weird when like people start to feel left behind, you know, and it's like I can carry but so much in this current place I'm at, you know, but that's lost on some people, and you just gotta spot that early and just know like, all right, that's kind of an unreasonable person.
But you still take those calls though.
I was gonna say once HBO special comes out,
you change the number.
Oh man. Of course. I mean, it's always love, but you just understand that some people don't have the perspective. They're not around. They don't see what's going on. They just, you know, they just go online and be like, well, shit's looking good for Boss and it's not looking that good for me, you know. But it's like, hey, it's not as good as you. I mean, I'm having the time of my life. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm not a millionaire or anything like that. Like, I'm not out here like balling out. We're just really living life and trying to grow, trying to, you know, keep pushing the movement forward.
But what do you think it is that makes you built for this life? Because like you said, you always talk about the road grind, being on the road so much. Like, there's good and negative with that. Like, what makes you built for it?
Even killed. I think my temperament, you know, I can stay pretty flat. You know what I mean? I get pretty high when I'm on stage, like energy wise, but I don't really get that low. You know what I mean? It's just I try to keep everything in perspective. Like, no matter what I might get frustrated with, it's like, wait, like, you know what I mean? 5 years ago you weren't even doing this, and now you're on like you've done like 3 world tours. Like, who would have thought? You know, you got to keep those things in perspective and just never get too high or too low. Like, just keep it even keeled, and that's work.
You talk about like planting these seeds from like 02. Like, what seeds are you talking about in particular?
Oh, those well, that whole line kind of goes from, because I talk about Dancing with the Devil. The seeds were planted back in 02. I guess I learned my lesson, because now a nigga at the 02, which is pretty much like when I dropped out of school is when I came back home and started doing a lot of dumb shit, you know, and that was just with people I had known like literally since 02, since like junior high school,
right?
You know what I mean? And then, you know, I guess I learned my lesson, because now I'm at the 02 is just going back to like how far I've come since then, where I'm literally opening up the O2 Arena, you know, in London. So that's what that line's about.
So what those texts from Cheo looking like, man, your friend Cheo?
Cheo, man, Cheo's the guy. He's FDNY now.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to him, man.
Fire department?
That's my dog. Shout out to Left Rack. He's good, man. He's good. He's blessed. You know what I mean? Everyone's in a good place. We're just keeping it moving, staying positive. You know, I'm proud of that dude, man. He disappeared for a bit, because when you're trying to be a firefighter, you gotta go under. You gotta be on some like Rocky, Ivan Drago type shit, running the treadmills. But yeah, man, he's killing it. Shout out to Cheo.
Yo, speaking of life, man, the ladies out here, man, they loving you. You loving the ladies, man.
Man, yeah, I am.
You fucking 8 You fucking 8 bitches, Boss, man.
Oh man, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go out and say this. That line is exaggerated.
We spilled on my water.
He's like, that was once in Rio.
Yeah, that was exaggerated. No, we had a lot of fun. You know what? This tour, we had our own bus. It was like me, Kaz, and Omen. You know,
you're like, let me show you guys how to do this.
Yeah. I kind of got to take the reins for once, which was fun. You know, because obviously, like, I'm used to like riding with Cole on the bus, you know, but you try to be a little, you know, respectful of how he moves. Yeah. You know, but it was just the Wild West this last tour. Like, we just had this bus going up. Like, you know what I mean? If you want to ride to the next city, you can ride to the next, you know, you just got to get yourself home.
What was the best city? You talking about the Europe part of it or even the States?
Europe was definitely my favorite tour, this Europe tour. We just had a lot of fun. And what I like about going out there is, you know, you'll take like a 5-hour ride and be in a whole new country with like a whole different culture and like architecture and food and, you know, so it's really eye-opening. But
that's not what he's talking about with the ladies though. He wasn't talking about that part. The summer tour, you
said. Yeah. Well, Europe, the ladies are legit, man. They're definitely legit.
Any lawyer bitches, man?
Oh man.
He loved them. That's the one you want.
I like, you know, they gotta have a brain too. Shout out to Cody, but that's one of his bars. But they gotta have a brain too.
What were you saying about the summer with the summer tour?
Yeah, no, the summer tour, you know, was nuts because you're dealing with venues that's like 20 to 28,000 people every night. So you know, if you can't win, you're doing something wrong.
Wow. What are some of your favorite cities in the U.S. to hit the road on?
I mean, New York's a given, obviously. L.A. I don't know if Toronto counts. I mean, it's Canada, but it feels like an East Coast city. Those are like really good, strong fan bases for us. Let's see. Miami's always a good show. You know, Tampa goes up. I remember Tampa this tour went up, like, because we did Tampa on Act 1 and we did it on Act 3, right? I think we did it twice. Like, we did a smaller venue, then we came back and did the big one, and like both times I remember leaving Tampa like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all.
I remember your New York show. You brought your mom on stage.
Yeah, that's SOBs.
Yeah, she be repping. I always see her at the shows.
My mom loves to shine.
She wears like, you know, traditional.
Yeah, traditional like Sudanese clothes. Yep. It's funny though. She came to LA for like the first time, and we took her to Universal Studios. It was like me, Eve, Moma. My mom was like, we just took her out because she'd never been to LA. And some fans came up at Universal Studios to me like, yo, can we take a picture? And like, so that was like her first time like being out with me, and like
my son,
like seeing like strangers come up to me that, you know, to ask for a picture. And like, we're taking a picture. I walk back to her. She's like, tell mom your mom. Tell mom your mom. So she's like, you know, she's all about it. She wants to take pictures with him too.
That's dope, man. That's dope. And Boss, can you still make $1 million off a rap tune?
Man, I hope so, but if not, I know I could make, you know, $1 million memories. Right. And you know what I mean? We're out here. That, you know, it's interesting you said. I mean, I don't even mean to like sound whatever, but it's not like a stress of mine, you know? I'm really just trying to stay creative, stay original, you know, keep building something that I feel we're building that's gonna be bigger than rap and music to me. You know, like what I see the guys in our crew, and when I know how they think, and I know their vision, and I know, you know, what's in their hearts, I think it's bigger than rap, it's bigger than hip hop, it's bigger than money. But yeah, I would love to make $1 million.
About the line that Cole has on GOMD about Dreamville going to headline every show.
Hey,
what was that line he says?
Give us a year, we'll be on every show.
Talk about the crew. Like, do you feel like the crew's starting to get that respect now? Because you know how competitive hip hop gets. Like, talk about your team and the other artists and how they compliment things, and how Simi Dreamville's now finally getting that respect.
Eve says that you and Cole's are real close.
What was that?
Eve says like you and Kaz are real close.
Yeah. Kaz is the homie. Like that's the blessing in all of this is like I'm really like making brothers through this. You know what I mean? And like me and Kaz already have a great chemistry on record. You know, when I go to LA, I go to his crib, we hang out, whatever the case may be. But his whole crew, shout out to the committee. Everyone's like-minded. You know, no one's ego tripping in our set. Yeah. You know, everyone is on the same page. So it's just it's really working out, man.
And the new artists too, because remember Eve had teased it when we had interviewed him back then.
Yeah,
because he couldn't announce it. Right. But they get showcased on Dreamers too.
He's super dope, man. That Still Slumming track is on there.
Lute, you said, right?
Yep, Lute. He's from Carolina.
Okay.
Ari Lennox, who's a singer, right? She's on Backseat, which features Kaz. You know, we all vibe at the end of the day. Like, it's very effortless. Yeah.
It's interesting because it's like, you know, you see so many crews and you see like people embracing them, but then they split. And I always say, is it a good thing to get that close to somebody? Or
it's rare to see a unified crew nowadays.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, nah, you're right. I don't know. I mean, it's just, I think the way I see it is like if people have the same dreams as you, like, how could you not want them to achieve them? You know, and I feel like everyone feels the same way. You know, like everyone's really like excited to see, someone win, to hear someone win. Like, you know, Kaz will come up to me and be like, bro, I've been rapping Housewives all day. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. There's no type of nothing there where one person feels away. Like everyone's really genuinely excited for the next man's success or, you know, next woman's success.
And before we go, so you're set up next with Too High to Riot, man. I know
Too High to
probably
Riot.
Gonna drop this a surprise release. What is one more thing you can say about it that we should expect from it?
It's just my most honest work. I'm very proud of that. You know, it's writing some of those songs, like I was having like straight up like epiphanies, like wow, like you could really express yourself on a deeper level now, which I'm really excited for people to hear, because you know, even if you think you knew me or even if you thought you had me figured out or in a box, like I think your mind's gonna be blown a little bit by what happens on this album.
Do you feel like Dreamville are like that kind of like the enigmas, the underdogs, like?
Yeah, but that's you know that's been forever. When, you know what I mean, Cole, before he dropped, you know, everyone was like, yo, you on the shelf, Hov don't fuck with you, whatever. Like Cole ain't going nowhere, whatever the case may be, you know. And he's, to me, he's like still an underdog, because I still don't think he really gets the respect he deserves. But that's neither here nor there, because we don't, you know, homies.
And it seems like he's
that.
removed himself from the business of that part of it, of trying to get that validation.
Exactly, and that goes back to what I said about everything's about the core for us now, you know. And we've all adopted that, but it started with Cole. Like obviously it hit him first. He was doing it like, you know what, we just gonna go to the core. And like even the way he dropped Forest Hills Drive, like he announced it and then he got on the road and went to go see his fans. And so at the end of the day, that's all it's about. It's about your core fan base and just catering to them.
He's not gonna cut that hair, right? It's gonna keep.
Oh man, I don't know. Oh no,
Jermaine Marley up in here, man. He's doing it.
That's what's up, man. The Fiends,
the Fiends are gonna love this one, man.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Are we manning it ourselves? No producer? I mean, no surprise features, anything like that, or?
Kaz is on it, Cole's on it, the Hicks, who I would implore everyone to check out. They're a band from East London.
Oh, you was bigging them up too before, right?
Yeah. They're really incredible. It's like 5, 6 of them, like young. They all write, they all produce. They all went to like this music school in London, and they're just incredible writers. They definitely inspired a lot of this album. I was listening to their shit a lot, and I was just talking to them the other day. I'm gonna try to do something for their album too, but they're on my album twice. Nice. And then Kaz and Cole.
So keep it in house, man.
Yeah, all in house, man. I don't want to. I think it's a little early to be super reaching out. Like I really want to showcase what I'm doing and what we're doing as a unit, and then all of those things will come. At the end of the day, any big feature, I want people to be, mutually inspired. I don't want to be like trying to reach for like, yo, can you get on my record? Right. Like, nah, I want you to want to get on my record. You know, that's how like Cole heard Night Job, he wanted to get on that. You know what I mean? That's it. Like I want people to be inspired. I don't want to do anything that's uninspired.
Yo, Joan with the 50 Cent record, man.
Yeah, New York Times.
That was a watershed moment, man.
Man, that's crazy, right? Like that blew my mind. I got that call like the night before the album was due.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, 50's gonna be on. It's like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, word.
Because you grew up listening to 50. I mean, we all did.
Of course, like I was like in high school when Get Rich dropped, So you already know how like susceptible you are at that stage in life. Like we were just wilding to those records. So I definitely have a lot of memories. Obviously, you know, Maddie's from Southside. Like
right.
So all those guys are still like, you know what I mean? He probably got a G-Unit shirt under that sweater.
And then Cole Security used to be 50 Security too, right?
Yeah. Elijah, he's actually like, we joke about him because he's been part of like the most epic albums of all time. Like I think he was with like Usher during Confessions and 50 during Get Rich.
He's a Good Luck Charm and Cole during Forest Hill Drive.
For real, right? Elijah, I might need you on this next one. We're gonna have to do an album together.
We're gonna get Elijah up here, man. He don't play.
Yeah, you know, right?
He don't play.
Like, we know you, Elijah. Come on, man.
Word up.
All right, boss. Thank you, brother, man. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having
me. Too High to Riot. 2016, right?
2016. Early.
Nice.
Get it, man.
No firm date yet?
Nah, you know, I don't want to pump fake nobody.
Okay.
Interscope's Focus, Joey IE, all those guys.
Man,
so you got to put a call in.
Interscope. They've been like hella supportive of our brand of moving, you know, which is very refreshing. Because you never know heading into those situations. Right. We're so like not, you know, we don't move how your usual like label would move. Right. So, but they
don't like the 40 industry people conference room meeting.
Right. They've been very supportive of like our vision and helping us, you know, express that.
Yeah. Well, I think Dreamers 2 proves that. I mean, the reaction's been big, and like I think it's so much like better than the first one. Like,
it's just, like,
leaps and bounds, and like
it's growth.
So much growth, and like you said, you're growing, and the other guys are growing, and it's just like it's exciting times.
Very exciting times. You know, 2016 started early for us.
What a time.
Keep going, man. What a time. All right, boss, man. Too High to Riot coming soon. Dreamville Rap Radar Podcast. Yeah.